Live inside, I said that we're going live. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, you people, I just got to make sure that we are in fact live. Gotta check my levels here, what the heck is going on. And then we'll start the frickin' show, man. We'll start the frickin' show. Who's ready? All right, I sound good. I sound high tea. That's what it's all about, boy. All right, let's start the frickin' show.
Your cash, your house, your phone, your life, your cash, your house, your life. We want your soul. 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 Your habits, your fads, your fears.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Mitch Murphy, the Redpill rapper on thoughtcrimes.ca. Welcome back to another episode of the Redpill Rapper Show, man. Now, I gotta tell you about my sponsor. My sponsor today is very near and dear to my heart. Literally, man, it's right here. Not this side, it's on this side, man. It is very near and dear to my heart. This sponsor for today is a real movement. It goes well beyond any kind of brand, any kind of clothing material, anything like that. What I'm talking about right now is an idea. An idea. The resistance is an idea. And the idea is that you should resist government tyranny. That's it, man. Nothing crazy. Everybody just try to relax a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm not talking anything wild. I'm not trying to be Mr. Badman Red Pill today. I'm just trying to say that the resistance is here. It's here, whether you like it or not, whether you say mean, nasty things on local Facebook pages or whatever, we're here. We're here, and we're here for you. Whether you want to believe that or not, man, we're here for you. We're here for the people. We're here for you people, man, because all we want is to be free. We don't want to tell anybody to take the diaper off. We don't want to tell anybody to stay home. We don't want to tell anyone to do anything. Maybe these experts are right. Maybe these things are the best move, the best way out. But we have a firm belief that they should not be mandated by men with guns. So, sorry if that's offensive, man. A lot of us are trying to get active in the local Facebook groups, right? There's the Kelowna Rant and Rave, man. And people are ranting, people are raving. It's freaking wild in there, man. A friend of mine posted a thing in there just saying, a rave, saying it's a good thing that people are protesting in Stewart Park. You know what I mean? He just said, because we had the big mega rally, and all he said was a big rave to the people protesting for our freedoms today, or something along those lines. And as far as I can tell, the city collectively crapped their pants. And some of the comments in there are just hilarious. I can't even believe it. I can't even handle it. One lady called me a cockroach. She said, "You're a cockroach. Go back under the rug where you came from." And I thought, where have I heard that before? Weird. A relentless government-funded propaganda campaign convincing the general public to view a certain group of the public as vermin, as bugs, as cockroaches. Where have I heard that before? And then I scroll down a little bit. Somebody else says, "Why are these people even protesting? It's for your safety. It's for your safety." And so I Google, "it's for your safety." Looks like I've heard of that one before too. It's man, these people have no idea what they're doing and what's going on. And, I'm getting more and more comfortable making these comparisons because it's right there. For anybody with eyes to see and ears to hear, it's right there. All this stuff has happened before, man. And the resistance is so damn important, man. It's so important because people, they don't notice the trends, they don't notice the trends. And I'm not here to make claims. I'm not here to get wild and be Badman Red Pill. I'm just here to, point this out, that government is expanding, its power is expanding, the power of propaganda is obviously expanding, and, I don't think this is so crazy, The guy who wrote My Struggle, a big part of how he was able to accomplish the evil that he accomplished was through his propaganda campaign, And what did he have at the time? He had newspapers and radio. And, they got a lot done, They got a lot done. They did some damage. They did some work, and it was bad. It was a bad thing that happened back then. But if they could get that much done through radio and newspapers, imagine what they could do when the entire population has a black mirror in front of their face all day. You know, and there's radio in every corporate store that you go in, and there's news, and it's so funny, man. Everybody loves to just like I keep seeing this idea that these protesters have a degree in BitChute University, you know, and like you guys just watch YouTube videos and stuff. But when did that get so demonized, man? Like, that you call it that, I call it independent journalism. You know, when did it become such a bad thing that the general population is able to just show up, turn on a video camera, and do this stuff? You know, when did that become so bad and so demonized? You know, people like talk so much shit, but they don't realize that they're just advocating for the idea that these things aren't for the general public. Journalism is not for you. You know, the journalism is for these institutions that are funded by the government. It's not for you to do. It's not your job to get a YouTube channel and report and give your opinion and that kind of stuff. It's only for people that have hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars, actually, for graphic departments and media departments and think tanks and all these things. Like, I can't stand it, man. People have such little faith in the general population. It's insane. And so I dug up this old clip. It's not a clip. It's a full hit piece. From it's coming up on last year, you know, it's going to be a full year relatively soon. This was right at the beginning, man. This was right at the beginning, as far as I know. It's just, if my memory serves me correctly. Sorry, my voice is kind of messed, by the way. I was yelling at traffic for like 4 hours in like minus 20 yesterday, man. It was nuts. It was totally nuts. But it was a good time. If you want to see some of the footage, hop on my Telegram. I'll post a link in the description at some point here. I'm just busy because I'm actually in the middle of a stream right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a live stream. Ooh, boy, yeah. By the way, sorry, if you want to order resistance gear, just email theresistance144@protonmail.com. You know how you know those guys are cool? They use the same email service as Project Veritas, man. Ooh, that feels good. Feels good to have the same service. But in the very early days of these restrictions, there was a Vancouver mega rally. And as far as I know, it was the first one. I might be wrong. But I went down there. You know, I went down and took a look. And I wanted to go over some of the footage from Globalist News, because it's fascinating is what it is. I'm just going to scooch my gooch right on over here so that I can expand the video a little bit. Right here. All right. So let's go over some of the footage. And I'm going to give you my take on what happened. This is in Vancouver.
They came to sound the alarm for what they say is an unprecedented assault on freedom.
On freedom. Is that debatable? Is that debatable? Because, some of the good-hearted lefties, good-hearted authoritarians that are out there, I've heard them make the argument that it's for the greater good, right? That it's for our safety that we've lost all this freedom. And that, I can talk to people about that, and that's a fair point to make, but I can't understand making the point that that's up for debate. Like, man, this propaganda, it's so important to look at it for what it is, because look at how they open it. First, they give you this nice fancy graphic so that you know they're legit, and we paid for this graphic, okay? Like, this is tax money that's going into here, but just look at how they open it.
Trump. They came to sound the alarm for what they say is an unprecedented assault on freedom.
So the entire media establishment has focused for so long on Trump being a racist. And for all his flaws, that one doesn't make any sense. Thought crime alert, Jack Klassen Radio Network, it doesn't make any sense that he's a racist, okay? It just doesn't. Obama built the cages, and Obama deported more people than him. And also, deportations are not racist, okay? I think it's Japan is 99% Japanese on purpose. Are they racist? I don't think so. But let's watch.
Sunday's rally at the Vancouver Art Gallery was the second this weekend. Since the movement first emerged in the summer, they've grown, both in numbers and intensity.
In numbers and intensity. And why is that a bad thing? Anyway, let's watch.
Certain that they're being lied to by the government and misrepresented by the media.
There's no neo-Nazi thing going on here.
Okay, now these interviews are so important. I learned so much on this trip, man, because I always knew that the media was the enemy of the people, but I didn't realize at what level. I had no idea until I got out here. Because what they do is they'll interview somebody like this for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. And then they'll show you a clip like this. And they never show you what led up to the statement. They just pull a statement out. They call it out of context, right? And, you know, I think a lot of people, they hear that, oh, it's out of context, and they think that it's a cop-out, because sometimes it is. Sometimes that is a cop-out. Sometimes people say horrible stuff, and then it gets shown, and they go, oh, that's out of context. But with these people, they'll do a full interview, and they'll pretend to be your friend, and then they'll clip something like this.
Media.
Because the point when he goes, there's no neo-Nazi thing going on here, what they're trying to portray is that we're on this defensive thing because we're trying to hide it or something like that. It's just so weird.
There's no neo-Nazi thing going on here. This is all people, yeah, sure, some of them might like Trump. Usually people that like Trump fall in line with anti-masking, freedom rallies, stuff like that. Because
two things. They want nothing more to paint it as pro-Trump, because everybody who watches Globalist news is anti-Trump, and they also want to paint it as anti-mask. That's their whole thing. And so they'll ask questions that lead you to say things like that. You know, listen to this guy and just understand that when they interview you, and this is why none of us will do interviews with these people ever again, because we all are learning slowly that all they want to do is hurt us because they hate us, because we go against the narrative.
To by the government and misrepresented by the media.
There's no neo-Nazi thing going on here. This is all people, yeah, sure, some of them might like Trump. Usually people that like Trump fall in line with anti-masking, freedom rallies, stuff like that.
It's not a pandemic.
This man claimed to have...
Okay, now this guy, his name's Harm, and he's awesome. He's awesome. Not this guy, it's the one coming up. I got to know him a little bit over there, and I've gotten to know him a little bit since then. He's a great guy, and he's really sharp, and you would have no idea by watching this interview.
Trump. Usually people that like Trump fall in line with anti-masking, freedom rallies, stuff like that.
It's not a pandemic.
This man claimed to have...
See how they clip it out? You know, so first of all, they don't show the question leading up to it, and then they phase in the audio when he goes, it's not a pandemic, and then they phase it out, and then they phase it back in right when he starts saying what they want him to say. It's such a hack journalist job, man. It's straight propaganda.
It's not a pandemic.
This man claimed to have sensitive knowledge that few in the working press seem to know about.
So they clip in the part that they want him to say, then they phase out the part they don't want you to hear, and then they cut in this hack journalist saying what they want you to hear. It's insane. Why don't they just let him talk? If they wanted the general public to understand what brings somebody like this to that rally, they would just talk to you and let you hear what he has to say, but they refuse to do that. What they do is they just clip out whatever fits the narrative.
It's a shadow government that's doing it.
What shadow government?
You don't know about the shadow government?
No.
Okay. You haven't heard of the Illuminati?
One of the big...
Man, it breaks my heart to see my boy Harm getting painted like that, because he's really smart. He's a really sharp, smart guy with a lot of love in his heart, for real. Just trust me. I know I'm bad man Redpill, but I wouldn't lie about something like that. He's a great guy. He's a really great guy, and he loves this country, you know? You don't have to agree with him, but you should hear him out. You should at least understand why he's there instead of just doing this hack journalism, man. It's a joke.
You don't know about the shadow government?
No.
Okay. You haven't heard of the Illuminati?
What a perfect clip, you know, for someone that's just trying to make him look bad, make him look like he's not so smart, you know. But I guarantee if you were to stretch out that full interview, you'd come out of it with some, you know, thinking, oh, that guy had some good points, you know, that guy has something to say, and it breaks my heart, because this is the people. This is the people, and they refuse to show you why the people are there. Just let everybody understand what would compel someone to come to one of these freedom rallies, and let them decide for themselves instead of brainwashing them into this nonsense, man. I hate it.
One of the big points a lot of people here want to make is that we, the news media, are part of the problem. They say we're fake news, we're controlled by the federal government and Bill Gates. Here's what they say when we walk in there.
This guy's the worst. Corona. This guy's the absolute worst, man. He's just brutal. Just brutal. And I'm going to tell you some more about him as we go forward here. But this guy is the biggest hack journalist I've ever seen. It's a mess, dude. And just look at it. Listen to his tone. Listen to his tone as he talks. And understand, this is through and through a hit piece.
You don't know about the shadow government?
No.
Okay. You haven't heard of the Illuminati?
One of the big points a lot of people here want to make is that we, the news media, are part of the problem. They say we're fake news.
He's so victimized, right? The news media.
Controlled by the federal government and Bill Gates. Here's what they say when we walk in there.
Fake news. You guys lie.
Understand, you guys? Understand that this guy, as he's walking through the crowd with his puppy dog eyes, acting like such a victim, the cameraman did not have a diaper on. The cameraman did not have a diaper on, and it's dawning on me. I better get a picture of that because I can prove it. Because I got it on my Instagram here. Sorry, you people. I just gotta... Here, one second. Sorry, guys. I should have had this prepped up. I didn't think of this, but the cameraman doesn't have his diaper on, okay? And not that I have a problem with that. It's not like I think that's dangerous. The problem is that that's why everybody's kind of getting all heated up like that. You know what I mean? Everybody's getting kind of heated up because they're walking through the crowd doing this hit piece, and he's got the guy in front of the camera has got his diaper on, and the guy doing the filming does not. Because he knows wearing a mask outside doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Now, I just gotta send these to myself. Give me uno momento here. Okay.
All the time.
I'm from Eastern Bloc, and I can tell you, I can smell fake news.
That guy's a legend. He goes, I am from Istanbul and I can smell fake news. And it's funny, man, they really go hard at the immigrants that come here. They really like to show them, and I think it's because the kind of the idea is that, oh, look at these people, they can barely even speak English and they're showing up here, they're all crazy. But the reality is that they come from places where they've gone down this road before, man. They've gone down this road and they know what this is, and so they're going to fight against it. And that's not crazy, man. They see the patterns. They know what this fake news media is.
Everything what you guys doing is manipulating public.
He's bang on about that one. He's absolutely right. Now this guy, again, he's exactly what they want to get on camera. So let's listen to him.
Why are you wearing a mask? What are you afraid of? Because you're harming your health.
How am I harming my health?
Wearing a mask is unhealthy.
So I actually agree with him. I actually agree with that guy, but that's not why we're there, first of all. And the other thing is that it's just not, that's not the message that should be out there. You know, it's not, and it's okay that's like that's his opinion. You know what I mean? Okay, now I got the picture. Here's a picture I took, so you can see diaper, no diaper. You know, the guy with the camera has his diaper on. The guy running the camera does not have his diaper on. Now I got one more picture. I'm just gonna load it up here. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out. Here's another one. No diaper. Look at this, man. Look at these guys. And so this is why they're walking through the crowd, and this, you know, the guy with his diaper on's got this attitude, right? He's got this attitude as he's walking through the crowd, and you know, he's acting like he's such a victim, but really it's just we are there, and so we see the reality of the situation, and we're pissed, man. We're pissed. And so that's in this picture. You can see the woman that we're about to take a look at, actually, in the Globalist news hit piece.
They fake lying news to people.
Now, again, that woman, just understand, she comes from a country where she watched this happen. You know, I'm pretty sure that woman's from Poland. I'm not sure. But she, you know, these immigrants that are so vehement at these rallies, man. You'll notice if you watch Rebel News, if you watch any of the, you know, half decent journalism, you'll see a lot of these same immigrants. They're there all the time, everywhere, because they're freaked out, because they fled communism to come to a free country, and now they're watching it get implemented here, and so they're trying to stop it, you know, and they just get attacked by these fake news hacks, man.
Eventually, they started to block our cameras and finally gathered together to make this point about how they feel they're being covered.
Can you spot the Red Pill rapper? Man, this is early. This is really in the early days. I think I just started the radio show, or I might not have even started it yet, man. I think I might have just been on Jack's show a couple of times, and we were in talks about me coming onto the network. I'm pretty sure that's where we were at. Corona. And, you know, I was there, and I've got a little story, but I'm just going to let you watch this clip, and then I'm going to tell you the story of how this happened.
Henry's a puppet. How does it feel? Irresponsible.
I'm friends with a lot of these people. Oh, I love it. As bad as it is, because we shouldn't do this, because we know what it's gonna do. Like, right, we know this is what they're gonna put on the news, and it makes us look bad, but it is funny, man, and it does feel good that these guys get yelled at and chased out, because they are, man. They're against the people. They're against the general public having a just decent understanding of what's going on. They're not there to tell you what the Freedom Rally looked like, or what the vibe was, or why we're there. They're there to make us look bad, okay? Because we disagree with the television. Sorry, Thought Crime Alert, Jack Klassen Radio Network. We don't agree with the television.
You lie.
You're bad people.
You lie about everything. Leave.
I sleep at night.
Okay, now let's go back. Because watch what I do with my son.
Finally gathered together to make this point about how they feel they're being covered.
Henry's a puppet. How does it feel?
I'm like, oh, this is going to be on the news.
You lie.
I better get my sign up.
I sleep at night.
That makes me laugh every time, man. Because I'm just, something's happening, and then I kind of take a step back, because I don't want to crap my pants on camera. You know, I'm not about that. So I'm just like, better promo the show. Just lift my sign. Hey, can you spot the Red Pill rapper?
Take back the power.
The protest.
I'm so pissed about that, man, because I had my sign on a big block of wood, right, and it blew off right in that moment, and it was horrible timing. I was so pissed, and as soon as it blew off, it dawned on me that, oh shit, all of a sudden I got this 2x4 in my hand. This is a bad look. This is bad optics. I better do something about this right quick, so you'll see what I do.
Just ended with a march down Robson Street. Vancouver police didn't report any problem.
Like, run away and throw my piece of wood in the garbage can. So let's go back a little bit here, because I gotta tell you guys what happened. So, Corona
Finally gathered together to make this point about how they feel they're being covered.
Okay, so these pictures are taken from right now, from what you're seeing right now. So what happened was these two dummies were just standing over there by the porta potties for whatever reason. They were standing there. They weren't recording. The guy had his camera kind of sitting beside him. And I go up to the cameraman, and you guys know me, right? I get a little wild on stream, but in real life, I'm actually a sweetie pie. You know, I'm very nice. I'm not really, I don't love conflict. You know, I'm actually quite agreeable, and I love people. I love all kinds of people. I don't have any interest in just I don't know, getting mad at people out in public. I'm not down with that. So I go up to the guy with the camera, and I just go, "Hey man, why aren't you wearing a mask?" Because that's what everybody was so pissed, because it's so obvious, man. When you see it, you can't unsee it. But, you know, once you realize that this guy, they're doing this hit piece supposedly because we're so unsafe not wearing our diapers out at this protest. That's their whole thing. And then you see the guy in front of the camera has his diaper on, and the guy with the camera doesn't. And that's on purpose. It's because they know that it'll piss us off. And if we're pissed off, they can get clips like you just saw. You know, so I go, it's all on purpose, and they're trained. They're trained to do this. They know exactly what they're doing. It's not an accident. So I go up to the guy, that's running the camera, and I go, why aren't you wearing a mask, man? And he goes, well, I feel as if I can social distance out here. And I go, isn't it 6 feet? Isn't it 1 meter? And I'm standing right beside him, you know, and I'm not aggressive. He wasn't giving me any body language to hint that I should back up or anything of the sorts. I'm talking face to face, probably 1.5 feet away from him, normal human speaking distance. And I didn't even know what to say. I go, am I 1 meter away from you? I don't think so. And we kind of keep talking, and the guy with the diaper on's like looking at me all weird. And we're just talking about it, and I'm going, do you feel unsafe walking through the crowd without a mask on? And he's going, no, I feel fine. I feel safe. And I go, so why are you guys attacking us so much? You know, why are you so upset that we're protesting for the Charter of Rights and Freedoms and we're not wearing masks? Because that seems to be a big problem. And then Diaper Face over here, Captain Dipey, he jumps in and he starts talking to me, and he goes, what's your problem, man? What's your problem? And he's just like, he's so trained. And I didn't know what it was at the time, and now I deeply understand that these guys are straight up propagandists, man. They know exactly what they're doing, and they're the enemy of the people. He starts going, why do you think we're fake news? Why do you dislike our network so much? And I go, well, I'll tell you why, man. I feel as if, and I think a lot of people here would agree with me, that the Overton window is not in alignment with where it should be. You know, I start going, the Overton window is shifted in such a way that we don't really get to have a voice at all. Corona. And he goes, again, he knows exactly what he's doing, and he's lying, but he goes, what is the Overton window? I don't even know what that is. Lie. I didn't realize that at the time, but I give him the benefit of the doubt, and I go, okay, man, the Overton window is the realm of acceptable dialogue. It's what you're allowed to see, you know? It's like when he goes, give me an example of the Overton window, because I don't know what that is. And I go, okay. And I'm trying to get on his level, right? Because most of these guys are leftists. And so I go, it's kind of as if down in the U.S., right? Bernie Sanders wants universal health care. He wants Medicare for all. He wants taxpayer-funded health care like we have. But you'll notice on corporate media, that's not really within the realm of acceptable dialogue. That's not really within the Overton window. You know, you see people you see talking heads on the news talking about public option, you know, Mitt Romney's plan and Obamacare and all these different plans, but you're not really allowed to talk about Medicare for all in a serious way. And I go, is that meaning it's outside of the Overton window? And so with us, the Overton window seems to be, can we be allowed outside after 9 p.m.? Can we be allowed to not do diaper face outside? You know, what the questions that we have, there's no questioning what's going on. Are we allowed to ask whether lockdowns are effective on the news? No. Do you ever have a libertarian to challenge the health experts on the news? No. I try to just lay it out for him, and I go, you know, and I'm talking to Diaper Face here. I'm talking to the guy that you're seeing. And I'm just going, why don't we ever have a dissenting opinion on the news? Because you never have us on the news, and if you do, it's always a hit piece. Why don't you ever hear on the other side? Because there are thousands of people in this country, that around the whole country, that go to these rallies. And so why don't you ever hear any of our speakers on the news? Why don't you ever hear a single one of them? Is it because they're right and you don't want the people to know? Or is it because they're so crazy and hateful that you can't? Why is it that we are so far outside the Overton window? And so this guy, Captain Dipey over here, he takes a step back. He takes a couple steps back from me. And man, I was making a ton of sense when I was talking to this guy. I generally do, because I'm agreeable and I'm nice. Don't listen to what the news tells you about me. I'm a nice man. Corona. So as I start making too much sense, the people start to gather, because it was just me, Captain Dipey, and his cameraman talking. But as we're talking, all these people started to come around, because they were, holy crap, man. And they started taking videos, because this kid's making sense. Who is this bad man Redpill? You know, this was like way before I was ever, you know, I ever had hit pieces written about me or anything like that, or before I had any kind of notoriety. You know, and they start gathering around. And so as the crowd gathers, Captain Dipey takes 2 steps back, and he goes, the Overton window is not real. And then he goes really loud and he goes, and fake news does not exist. And as he yells that, cameraman picks up his camera and starts recording, and you see this.
Bonnie Henry's a puppet. How does it feel?
Responsible. You lie about everything. Leave. You lie about everything.
You're bad people.
Man, and you should have heard the people next to me, like just prior to this recording and during the yelling. You just can't hear it. The one girl, the really attractive lady beside me, where is she here? I gotta just go back, because she deserves some credit. She made a good point, man. Her, that girl with the red bandana in her hair, she goes, if fake news doesn't exist, what are we? Because either we're lying or you're lying, you know? But he knows that. He knows that. And look at him. Look at him looking at the guy with the camera. He's going, you getting this? You getting this on camera? Because he wants nothing more. Look at him, man. Look at this motherfucker. Sorry, pardon my language, but look at him. He's looking at the cameraman going, you recording?
They feel they're being covered.
Bonnie Henry's a puppet. How does it feel?
See? Man. Him and I were having a good little conversation.
News to people.
Eventually, they started to block our cameras and
Sorry, I backed
finally
it up too
gathered
far,
together
people.
to make this point about how they feel they're being covered.
See? Him and I were talking, and then he backs up so that he can get this on film.
Finally gathered together to make this point about how they feel they're being covered.
Bonnie Henry's a puppet. How does it feel?
Responsible. You lie about everything. Leave. You lie about everything.
You're bad people. I don't sleep at night.
We, the people, take back the
You guys see my stereo? So that was it's so funny, man. I have no idea. I had no idea what I was doing, but I knew this is a movement I got to get behind back then, right? Because this was in the early days, and so I had just released my EP that has since gotten me in a lot of trouble. So I brought my worksite speakers and I marched and I played beats and I rapped and I found another Redpill rapper. His name's Robin Thickets, I think. And, you know, we just played music. We had some fun. We did the march, you know. We held up our signs. We yelled at traffic. It was a really good time.
The protest ended with a march down Robson Street. Vancouver police didn't report any.
God bless the libertarians. And listen to this hack journalist. He goes, the Vancouver police did not report any problems. Like, that framing is so decrepit and horrible. Why not say nothing happened? Why not say they were peaceful? Why not say something like that? Instead, they're looking for a problem. They go, well, we didn't find anything today.
Problems. In Vancouver, Paul Johnson, Global News.
Man, that was one of the most egregious hit pieces I've ever seen in my life, man. And I was there. And I remember coming back. I remember coming back from that rally and talking to somebody who I'm not going to name because I don't want to get them into any trouble. Corona. And I remember saying, I'm never turning back. I'm never turning back. I'm never going back the other direction. Because at that time, you know, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew that our rights were being trampled, you know. And so I thought, I'll get behind this movement. I better get behind this movement. And then seeing this, what fake news is, with my own two eyes, I just knew. I knew that this is something I'm going to have to dedicate some real serious time, effort, and money into, man. Because it's bad. And the people got to wake up, because this media establishment hates you. They hate you. They hate you, man. They'll demonize people like this and make you think that we're some sort of like hateful white nationalist movement. You know, they'll demonize people like this, good people who just want to be free and keep their business open, and they'll prop up people like this.
Fuck you! With the deep-seated passion, everything I have in my body, fuck you!
These hacks, man, they'll prop up health expert Heather and demonize us for just wanting to be free, man. We just want to be free. We just want you to leave us alone. We just want you to leave us alone and just like stop getting so involved in our life, man. And these people, man, the general public has to get red pilled, because this is the reality. The reality is the man with the camera doesn't have a diaper on. The man in front of the camera does, because they know it's nonsense to wear one outside. It doesn't make any sense. And I don't think any health experts actually told us to do that. That's just groupthink. That's just some weird groupthink that's going on, that they're so convinced that masks are inherently good and inherently healthy. You know, that they assume that if you wear one all the time, regardless of whether you're outside or not, that you're a health expert. You know, you're a genius, like health expert Heather over here.
Fuck you! With a deep-seated passion, everything I have in my body. Fuck you! I don't need it.
Man, you look at how hard they work to make us look bad. You know, that clip at the end of the Globalist news hit piece, right? They had to put in work to make us do that. They really did. They had to put in some serious work to make us react like that, and to get that little clip. You know what I mean? But dude, all I did was stand, just stand there. I just had to stand beside health expert Heather for an hour. And I got that clip. I didn't have to say anything. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to bait them. I just stood there and recorded what they were doing, you know? And if you hang out with us, you'll see we're so happy. We're so happy. We're just hanging out. We're laughing. We're hugging. We're having a good time. We're telling jokes. We're having a good time. The reality is that we are good people. We're blue collar. We're grassroots, and we just want to be free. So leave us the fudge alone, man. Leave us the fudge alone. You know, I'm just so sick of this. I'm so sick of this. So I tell you what I'll do. I'm gonna play the full Globalist news hit piece so you guys can see it in its entirety, and you'll see what I'm saying, man.
Trump, fuck the Trump.
They came to sound the alarm for what they say is an unprecedented assault on freedom. Sunday's rally at the Vancouver Art Gallery was the second this weekend. Since the movement first emerged in the summer, they've grown, both in numbers and intensity, certain that they're being lied to by the government and misrepresented by the media.
There's no neo-Nazi thing going on here. This is all people, yeah, sure, some of them might like Trump. Usually people that like Trump fall in line with anti-masking, freedom rallies, stuff like that.
It's not a pandemic.
This man claimed to have sensitive knowledge that few in the working press seem to know about.
It's a shadow government that's doing it.
What shadow government?
You don't know about the shadow government?
No.
Okay. You haven't heard of the Illuminati?
One of the big points a lot of people here want to make is that we, the news media, are part of the problem. They say we're fake news, we're controlled by the federal government and Bill Gates. Here's what they say when we walk in there.
Fake news. You guys lie all the time.
I'm from Eastern Bloc, and I can tell you, I can smell fake news. Everything what you guys doing is manipulating public.
Why are you wearing a mask? What are you afraid of? Because you're harming your health.
How am I harming my health?
Wearing a mask is unhealthy.
They fake lying news to people.
Eventually, they started to block our cameras and finally gathered together to make this point about how they feel they're being covered.
Bonnie Henry's a puppet. How does it feel? Be responsible. You lie about everything.
Can you spot the Red Pill rapper?
You're bad people. I sleep at night.
We, the people, take back the power.
The protest ended with a march down Robson Street. Vancouver police didn't report any problems.
Don't listen to the spin doctors, people.
In Vancouver, Paul Johnson, Global News.
Say no to fake news, okay? Say no. Dude, what would this pandemic look like if we didn't have this government-funded news media? What would it look like? We would have no idea. A couple of us would have got the sniffles, okay? We'd be just fine. Sorry, I'm getting worked up, you know? I'm getting crazy again, but I'm just sick of this, man. I'm sick of these people that hate us. Like, these are the same people that are deciding how every aspect of our lives, man, every aspect of our lives, and the seniors are dying in isolation. You know what I mean? Canadians, after getting a negative PCR test result, by the way, are being detained illegally in Chinese-owned hotels. It's just a mess, man. They're using this whole thing to prop up all these censorship campaigns. This is a mess, man. This country is going to go downhill fast if we don't do something about it. And that's why we got the Red Pill rapper, man. That's why you got to deal with me. Because I'm here, man. I'm here to make some noise. I'm here to make some serious noise because I'm sick of Captain Diaper Face over here trying to tell me that I can't hug my mom on Christmas, okay? Get the fudge out of my life. Get out of my face. Get off my face. Get out. Get out. Because I'm about to move to the woods, man. But yeah, I love you people. Shout out to KM in the chat and Santana. Thanks for coming in. I love when you guys come and talk to me in the chat. Really appreciate it, especially Santana. You're the best, man. You know what? To end this off, the best thing that I can say is wise words that came from Santana herself. Just go home and hug your family, okay? She said it best when she said, just go home and hug your family, man. I love you people. I really do. And I love this country. And we're going to liberate Canada together. Otherwise, we're going to be wearing diapers at the beach all summer. And I'm not having it. I'm not doing it. So be brave, live free, take your vitamin D, and hug your family. Thanks for tuning in to the Red